Hello and welcome to Moments of Good. I'm Debbie Pokornik and I'm here with my beautiful friend, Susan Hoskins. Susan, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, Debbie. Good to see you.
Oh, it's always so good to see you. And I'm going to tell people this right off the hop because the way Zoom is set up, I'm facing this way to be talking to Susan right now. Susan's sitting over here in my room, but she's actually here. So if you notice me do it a little, that's why. But
Yeah.
yeah, so we're having these little conversations called Moments of Good. And the whole idea behind these moments of good are really just to help you recognize the kind of power that you have over your own life, your own level of happiness, those special moments that you draw to you, how you deal with all the challenges that come up in your life. That is all just part of the life that we're here to live. And so we decided we just really want to try to help you with those moments because you know what? Every time, at least for me, every time I try to help someone else, guide someone else, I'm reminded of what's most important to me. And
Mm.
I'm then able to do that.
And this seems like such a wonderful, wonderful time to be of service to ourselves and to one another. Perfect time.
Isn't that just something that is coming up from everywhere?
Hmm.
Right?
Hmm.
Those sources are just saying again and again, be of service. When
Be of
you're
service.
uncertain, yeah, be of service. And the feeling, oh gosh, I have a little story I just have to share.
Good.
So the other morning I went out on my deck and I like to sweep my deck. Well, I shouldn't say I like to sweep my deck. My deck needs to be swept almost daily because of the trees and the things that are falling. And I went out there and I started to sweep off my deck, which I should backtrack here and just say the reason I said like to sweep my deck is because it's a good idea to sweep. The sweeping
Hmm.
movement is a really great way to start every day, right? So that's why I say I like to sweep my deck.
I love
Anyway,
it.
so out I go and I'm on my deck. And as I'm sweeping, we have those great big, I think they're called carpenter bees. So they're huge bees, like, I mean, about that big. They look huge. In fact, my friend says they look like you could ride on them. Well, you no, no, no. You could sit on their back and they would take you to
Oh,
fairyland.
oh,
All
okay,
a
good.
good thing. Yeah. Anyway, they don't hurt me, but they do put their larvae in wood, and so they hang around my deck this time of year. And one of them was lying on the ground on its back. So I touched it with the broom, and when I touched it with the broom, his little legs started to move, so I knew it was still alive. And so I took my broom, which is very soft, and I gently flipped it over. And now it was sitting there. But now it was sort of in a spot where it could get stepped on or hurt. So I took my chair and I put my chair over the, sorry, and put my chair over top of this bee. And then I thought about, okay, I could do Reiki to it. I'm trained in
Oh,
Reiki,
I
but I,
love
I
it.
don't use Reiki a lot. So I sat down on the ground and I just did Reiki for a little bit. And what I did, I didn't ask the Reiki to heal it. I asked its little body to use it however it could best use it. And if that was to transition, to know that it was noticed and know that it was loved. And, I just sort of, my
Ah.
heart was all full. When I do things like Reiki, I get all gooey. So there I was doing my thing and I could see it breathing, which is interesting because I never really noticed that before, but I could see it. So I stopped and I continued sweeping my deck. And then I sat down in my chair, just a different chair, not the chair on it because I didn't want to hurt it, just for a few moments. And all of a sudden I hear bzzz, and a bee or flies past me. And I turn around and sure enough, my bee was gone.
Oh,
So what's interesting about that is it filled my heart with just
yes,
such a beautiful feeling, like I had just somehow made a difference. And I know
you
there might be people
did.
listening that are going, oh, I don't like those bees. I wish you hadn't saved it.
Oh,
But I believe that all living creatures, all things are important. They're all part of the circle. And just doing that little bit of Reiki on it just made me feel so good.
oh, I love that story. I absolutely do. My moment came as we started to socially distance, and it really became real to me that my priorities before were different. Because all of a sudden one day I found myself going from a place of, oh, here's everything I want to accomplish, and it was going to look a particular way called success. And the S word changed in a moment to no, service.
Service.
Service. And once that happened for me, what a gift, because truly all of the other has gone away. It's like poof. And it interesting, I was just thinking about that before this happened. I was asking for messages and getting messages on what the meaning of success was,
Mm-hmm.
and the message came in, it is service. That is success.
Nice. And it's
And that's really
interesting.
changed for me.
Well, and it's interesting because what I got from you there is like you use that switch in S words to get rid of another
Mhm.
S word called stress.
Oh,
Right?
thank you. I love
It
that. It
decreased your
did.
stress. Yeah.
Ooh, girlfriend, that is good. I
Nice.
like that. I like that.
My
I like
husband
that.
always teases me about looking for patterns,
Uh-huh.
but
I like that. There
nice.
you are.
So for today, I'm thinking that those are the pieces that you might want to give some thought to. How can I
Mm-hmm.
be of service? Whether it's being of service, like big
Oh,
time, like
being, you were
being.
being.
Nice.
I like that.
So yeah, so being of
Being of
service,
service.
and it might be a little thing, which was probably a big thing to the bee, but not, it's not like I was out there on the front line and doing a whole bunch of incredible things, or even paying it forward, buying someone else all their coffee, or whatever the case might be. Those are all beautiful things. My point is, decide what makes sense for you. And being of service
Yeah,
might be taking that moment to help your child, to help your neighbor, picking up garbage. You're out on a
right,
walk. Do it safely. I know right now everything's all about
right.
germs and we're all tuned into that. But still, picking up garbage might be it. Picking up groceries for someone might be it. Um, there's just so many pieces.
Absolutely. Moment of service this weekend. It was a beautiful day, 70 degrees. It was Friday, and I just took a little distancing walk, and my sweet neighbor was sitting on her balcony, and I don't know her all that well, but something told me to stop, look up, and just say, how are you doing today?
Right?
And she burst out crying and shared a
Oh,
very heart-wrenching story with me about what she's going through. And we were able to talk, and I was able to share my podcast with her and a book with her, Dancing with Angels. And that was like, for me, the best moment of the day. Just
nice.
stopping to truly ask her, how are you doing today?
Yes. It
Yeah,
is just so incredible how it fills your heart.
it
And
does.
when your heart
Yeah,
fills, you really do feel uplifted.
you do. Being of service. I still love your story about the bee. Being of service.
Nice. So that is our moment of good for
Yeah.
today. And we hope you will take it and apply it to your life however it might fit. Find those little moments that can really fill you up. Share it with others, spread the word, help us to get this message of love out there. Thank you. See you next time.
See you next time.